And we have spent a lot of time understanding constitutional law and lawyers, and have set up for equity crowdfunding to allow as much as 10% of that to be owned by TikTok users beside me at the same terms I get. And then we're going to expand the operations to other places in the world with a whole new way of managing data. You control your own data, you monetize your own data. The Chinese are not sniffing around you, all that spyware stripped out. And the only reason, Danielle, we put that press release out yesterday morning was to put it in the market so that the justices could see it. Because the claim the company is making, ByteDance, is there are no buyers that will buy it without the algorithm, and the supreme leader will not let us sell the algorithm. And our message to the justices is, here's the offer without the need to sell us the algorithm. We can't use the algorithm because everybody knows it's Chinese spyware anyways and wouldn't trust it. But after we get this deal done and we get this lit up with our new algorithm, we'll take it to Canada, to India, to Europe, to the Nordic countries, and they'll embrace it too, because nobody wants to be spied on by the Chinese. And frankly, I've had enough with the Chinese government. I mean, it's time that we push back a little bit, and this is the first place to start. I don't think the Supreme Court is going to delay the decision of the people that's already been rendered on a bipartisan basis through an order in Congress in last September.
Kevin, my initial thought was, what is it about TikTok? Why do you want TikTok? You mentioned the data, stopping, the spying from the Chinese. What is it that's motivating you to want
Well,
to
I'm in a
have?
very unique, I have a very unique insight because 16 years of Shark Tank has made me well known to pretty well every American business between 5 and 500 employees. My bet is the 6 million businesses that make a living on TikTok by using it to use it for customer acquisition and then to advertise on it. We think the revenue, we haven't seen the books yet, is somewhere between $5.5 and $7 billion annually. And so all of that, 90% of it, comes from what I call shark tankers. They're, small businesses, 1 to 3 million in sales, and they all know who I am, and I think they trust me, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to invest beside me. If it's only $100 or $1,500, they can, and make them part of the people's TikTok. As I like to say with a little whimsical smile, let's make TikTok wonderful again, and we will. And we have the only viable bid between McCord and I, and we're very aligned in how we're going to do this. And we have to work with the Biden administration till midnight on the 19th, and then the next morning we have to work with Trump. And that's why I asked him would he help us? And I think it's not just him; it's the Justice Department and it's Rubio. And luckily, the funny thing about Mar-a-Lago right now, people say to me, are you going to Davos? I said, no. Davos is at Mar-a-Lago this year. I don't
That's
need
right.
to get on a plane. I just have
Women,
to go to Mar-a-Lago on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and I'll meet everybody that I need to meet.
it's the new White House.
Well, I believe, it's a really interesting environment because it's very congenial. There's a tremendous amount of the cabinet there every night. It's very informal until he becomes president. Then you're going to be part of the presidential record. So the conversations going on right now are off the record,
Yeah.
and very, very useful to people that want to find out the tone of what his
Yeah.
administration's. If he told me, look, there's no way I'm going to let you buy TikTok, well, okay, I'd get it. But that's not what he's saying. So it's a whole different ball game here, and I'm going to need to work with him. And so Frank and I are going to have to work with the entire Trump administration. There's no question.
Let me ask you just a final question, businessman to businessman. What was your impression? I don't know if this was your first time meeting President-elect Trump, but what was your impression?
It's not my first time meeting him or talking to him. We came up together with Mark Burnett at the beginning of the Apprentice, Celebrity Apprentice, when Shark Tank was starting, and I've been in New York selling forward ads with him. He's a very charismatic guy. He's very transitional transformational in terms of how he's changed how people think about politicians. Obviously, he says what's on his mind, but he's also very transactional. He likes to get deals done, and I know that about him, and he knows me, and it's I just feel that the best way to work with him is just tell him what's on your mind. Just don't pussyfoot around. and
Hmm.
just say, look, this is what I came here for. Can you help me or not? And under what circumstances can I move forward? And so I learned how important Mike Vance is going to be in the TikTok deal, and I'm going to deal with Mike because of national security and whatever it takes. I'm going to have to do whatever it takes to be successful. This is the most complex deal that Frank
Yeah,
and I have ever done together. I
yeah,
mean,
I'm
it's
sure.
so complex, it's incredible. But I think it's a legacy deal. I'm not doing it for the money. I would
Right.
like to be part of the syndicate that did this deal.
Well, I wish you luck with it, Kevin, and I wish you a prosperous, healthy, and wealthy 2025. Come back soon.
Thank you. Take care.
And thank you all for watching. We'll have more great content coming your way, so be sure to stay tuned to the Daniela Camboni Show here on ITM Trading. Thanks for watching.